Hi students, welcome to Art History 1303, so the Survey 1 part of this two-part series. My name is Melissa Terry. I will be your professor for the semester. I know it's difficult because we're going to be starting online for the first 2 weeks as per the policies coming out of STC, but we will make it work, and we did it last semester, so we'll do it again. So I look forward to meeting you all in person in a couple weeks. But for these first 2 weeks, I will just be posting videos like this one, lectures like this, and we will be meeting, we won't be meeting synchronously. So that means we will not be meeting at a specific time. Rather, I'll be posting things and you'll just be able to work through things at your own pace, making sure that you complete everything that it needs to be completed in the first 2 weeks before we start meeting in person. So on the first day, I always like to put out a nice little intro lecture if we're not meeting in person. So this is that. And I'm going to go through the Blackboard platform. I know some of you might be new to the new Blackboard Ultra shell. I'm new to it too. This is my first semester switching to Ultra. So I'm with you if that's your case. But I like it so far, so I hope that you also enjoy it. It seems a little simplified, so that's kind of nice. Here you have the Blackboard page. Like I said, welcome to the course. What you'll do is start here with the Start Here folder, and then you've got a few other things within this folder. Of course, a welcome message, and this is where I'm going to be posting the lecture that I'm creating right now. This is the Survey 1 class, so it's going to basically cover a huge amount of time in terms of, global history. We're going to go all the way back to prehistoric times up into about the 1300s in this class. So that's a lot of time to cover in one semester, but we're going to do the best that we can. As I said, the first 2 weeks everything will be online, but then when we get in person, the online aspect will become minimal unless necessary. Underneath that, there's the textbook information. So here's the cover of your textbook for this semester. There's a few ways you can access it. It is a new textbook, and I like it because it does offer a more global view. And you'll see in the first week here, we're going to talk about what we call the art history canon. So this basically, the canon basically means a group of artworks that, somehow have been deemed the most important. And we will look at that and kind of critique it in the first week here. And that's one of your first readings will have to do with that. And part of this is that this new textbook offers a more global perspective than what we've seen before in the history of art, which typically has been a more Western perspective, which means that it oftentimes leaves out people of color and women as well. So this is a more inclusive textbook, but it is really big. So we're going to try to get through it through much of it during the semester. Obviously, we won't make it through the whole thing. So if you're interested in purchasing it in hard copy, I know some of you, many of you are art majors. So I know for myself, when I was in undergraduate school, I would like to have the textbook. I don't know if that's still a thing people like, but I do have the full book here. This is 1 and 2, so you won't need to buy this unless you are going to be taking Survey 2 class, which you probably will be. But really, honestly, for now, I just recommend purchasing only the volume 1 because I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this book. I might just stick with it next semester just in case. But I would, if I were you, I know many of you will probably prefer the online option. So that is an option as well. Here's the options that I have here. A $50 ebook accessed through the publisher. You can click here to go and purchase that. You can get the paperback sent to you from the publisher for $143. Still a little spendy, but if you're someone who has financial aid available and you want to use it to purchase the book, I know that some of that can be sometimes available. And then you can actually have the book in person. I know some people like to do that. You can do that here. You can find it on Amazon for about $145 too. So you can do that there. Or if you want to just do a trial and kind of decide, there's a 21-day free trial that you can create by clicking here. So whatever you want to do, if you want to have instant access, the best way to do that is to just do the ebook. And that's only $50 and it'll last you the full semester. Please let me know if you have questions about that. We will be using the textbook in the first few weeks, so please be sure to get it as soon as possible. If you get an online option through Amazon or Barnes Noble or something like that, make sure you order it as soon as possible and try to do quick shipping. Moving down, actually, first we should go to this tab about me. So typically, that's a really large picture, I wish it wasn't so big. Typically in the first day of class, I'd tell you about myself and I'd ask you to tell me about yourself. So again, my name is Professor Terry. I'm actually from northern Minnesota, so basically Canada. My grandfather was Canadian. I moved to the Valley in 2016. When I was 8 months pregnant. And soon after I had my first daughter, and then I had a second one a year later. So I have two little girls who are 4 and 5 years old. I went to school in Minnesota. I got an undergraduate degree in studio art. So many of you are studio artists. I have that background as well. I got a degree in drawing and fiber arts. And then I also in art history. And then I moved on to get my master's in Wisconsin in art history, moving away from studio. And then I did my PhD also in art history at the University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana. And then I moved here right away. I like living here. It's really far away from my immediate family, but I have my own small family here. My two little girls, my spouse who teaches in the history department here at STC, and then I have a 2-year-old puppy as well. I also teach yoga on the side. That's my kind of side passion. Before the pandemic, I used to teach prenatal classes and vinyasa classes, not teaching anymore. But anyway, that's just a little bit about me. So I hope that you'll share a little bit about yourself in one of the first assignments that's due. So you'll see there are discussion boards here, and the student introductions one is the very first one. It's going to be due by this coming Sunday. So you have all week to do it. All you'll do is click on it. And looks like a few people have already posted. So what you'll do is type your response into the response box here. Basically, you'll get full 5 points for doing that. Just a little bit about yourself, something fun about yourself as well. All right. So you see that here. Now let's go back to content. So that's a little bit about me. Now let's get back to start here. The next thing after the textbook is the assessments and the grade scale. Here you have what you're going to be graded on throughout the semester. It's nice because there's only 5 components of this course. There is a research paper that'll be at the end of the course. There will be 2 exams worth 50 points each. That'll be around the middle of the semester and then at the end of the semester. There will be mock elections that will take place. That assignment will be gone over later in the semester, but basically you'll be getting into groups. So this is a group work, and you'll be choosing a ruler that we've looked at throughout the course, looking at their iconography and the propaganda that their imagery presents. And you'll be basically making a case for them and a campaign, and then presenting that campaign to the class. And then we'll all vote on who we want to be our next ruler. There will be many discussions throughout the course of the class. Now, since we're online this week, the first discussion will be online. Same with next week. Once we get into class, you won't have to worry about doing online discussions. You'll come to class and you'll do discussion in class, and you'll get points for coming and discussing with us. So there will be 10 of those, and they add up to 100 points. There will also be an art zine that is due. A zine is a small book. So what we're going to do is it's actually going to be able to make it from a piece of paper, but you can cut it up and fold it up, and it's going to be made into a small book. So that will be on an artist of your choice, and more details about that in the next few weeks as well. And then here's the grade scale. You can also check out the course schedule if you're interested each week. Week by week, I do have a course schedule here, some important key dates near the end. So week 1, the theme is introducing you to Blackboard, and then of course thinking about why we study art history, questioning the canon, as I've said, and then overviewing the syllabus, and then we're going to get into talking about the beginnings of art as well. And so the reading will be due, including chapter 1. Okay. And so that's just the Start Here tab. We talked about your professor. The next tab to look at is the syllabus, assessments, and policies. So there's a little overlap here. Here is the syllabus. You can go ahead and check it out for the most part on your own, but I'll go over a few things here right now. So I do have office hours. Of course, right now I'm online, so I'm not holding office hours. I'm just going to be available online. But here's my email address. I do have an office in the Y building on the Pecan campus. And here's my phone number. So if you ever need to reach out, feel free to use it. You can text me. I also have Pronto. If you have that, you can send me an instant message through Pronto. And here's my office hours will be Tuesday, Thursday, 11:15 to 1, and also before class at 9:15 to 10. On Tuesday, Thursday, that'll be online. If you're going to be visiting me virtually or in person, please do send me a message so that I can be prepared if necessary. Learning outcomes, core objectives. This class is in the core curriculum, so yay, that covers an extra, checks off an extra thing for you guys. So this is in the core. That means we're going to do critical thinking skills, communication skills, social responsibility, and teamwork. Here's the evaluations. We just went over them if you want to read about them. Each of the major assessments has been outlined here, but I just went over them a little bit. But if you want to look over this, feel free as well. Information again about the textbook and how to access it is in the syllabus. Topics outline. We've already shown you where that is as well, but it's also posted right in here. And you can see when what we're going to be doing each week. Institutional policies, these are going to be the same for all of your classes. COVID-19 statement. I know this is a new one that's just been added recently. If you do come down with COVID-19, make sure that you reach out to STC's COVID-19 website. You have to go through some protocol, put in your information so they can keep track of, who's getting COVID and what classes they're in, just for general safety. And then, of course, if you do get COVID, then you get a free pass from me, of course, if you verify it through STC to take the time off needed, obviously not coming to class, quarantining at home, and then I'll give you material to do online if needed. Attendance policy. So you are required to attend class. This is not a hybrid class. I did a hybrid last semester. This semester, it's completely in person. Those of you who are wanting to be in person, taking in-person classes, it's because you want to come to class, right? So I expect that you come to class. You can skip up to 4 classes. That's our policy as a department. So that's 2 full weeks since we meet twice a week. And, if you get COVID, that's going to be outside of this. But these are just 4 unexcused classes. You're just sick one day or you have to stay home to watch your child or whatever it is, right? You can take 4. If you're going to miss class, it is your responsibility to contact me about it. I'm not going to be, I will be taking roll in class. And if you start missing more than 4, I'm not going to reach out to you and tell you about it. This is your responsibility. If you've missed 4, your grade will begin to lower. And then at some point you won't be able to pass the class. So please be mindful of this. If you are going to miss class, reach out, let me know, and we'll make arrangements. I'm really open and I really want to help you to do well in the class. So if you know you have to miss for a specific reason, please do let me know. We can talk about it. Academic integrity, this just means don't cheat, obviously. I shouldn't have to go over any of this, but, don't work with others when you're not supposed to be, don't copy, don't collude, all those good things, no plagiarizing. Late work policy, I don't accept any late work, but of course, if you're open with me and talk to me about your circumstances, if you need to take something late, if you need to turn something in late, just let me know. If you just turn in late work without talking to me about it, it won't be accepted. Important note about emails. If you're going to be sending me emails, please be formal. You can send me an email to my email address here or through Blackboard. Make sure you're writing your full name and your class section. This is 1303. So please start your emails with, "Hi, Professor Terry, this is so-and-so." And, just letting me know who you are and which class you're in is the best policy. Expectations. So basically, we're going to be working together through the class, getting to know one another, be mindful of other people. We're all going to have different opinions, different ways of thinking about the world. And this is really important. Here is to critique ideas, not people. So don't take anything personally. Make sure that you're being mindful of other people's opinions. Sensitive subjects. So there will be nudity in the class. It's part of the curriculum. If it offends you, drop the course. That's just kind of part of what the history of art should be called, the history of nudity for the first, thousands of years. So it's not meant to offend you. It is just part of the curriculum. So that's the syllabus. Again, I posted assessments here. And we've already looked at these, but I just wanted to cover my bases and place them a few places in here. The late work policy that we just went over, an attendance requirement, is also posted here. We just went over it. And then once again, the course schedule is here for you if you'd like to take a look once again. So once you've gone through all that, course content, as you can see, week 1 has already been posted. Each week I will post a weekly folder and you can click on it. Right away, it says unit overview and to-do list. So this is going to show you what's due for the week, what needs to happen. The overview, okay, we're going to look at Blackboard and we're going to talk about why it's important to study art. And then we're going to talk about the beginning of art. What are the readings that are due? So there is one that's outside of the textbook. You can click on it here. This is about the canon, the undoing of the survey, what it means to have a course that's like this. That goes from prehistory to the 1300s. And then of course, the second part goes from the 1300s to the present. So what does that mean? And what are the flaws with it? So this article talks about that. You can go ahead and download it by downloading the original file here. It's free to you. And then the second part of the week, you're actually going to be asked to dive into the textbook. So again, you can get that free early trial if you're waiting for it right now. If you're going to get it online. You'll have it instantly. If you're going to get it in person, you might have to wait until it comes. So you can do that free trial and get started on chapter 1. You're also going to be asked to read and view every week, lectures, websites, posted videos, and those are all in the weekly material folder that you'll find below this folder. And then you're always going to find in this overview list of to-do. So what should be submitted and when. Sunday night for these first 2 weeks, that's going to be our due dates by midnight. So everything for the first week is due January 23rd at Sunday night. Student introductions, discussion 1, thinking about the canon of art history. All right, and it says continue to here to the weekly material. So you'll go back and you'll find these 2 folders right below the overview. One has material in it and one has assessments. Assessments is just a fancy way to say assignments. Really, I should just change it to assignments. So first material, there's 2 folders in here. One is why does art matter, unpacking the canon, and the second is the beginnings of art. So if we were meeting in class, our first day, we'd talk about why does art matter and the canon, and the second class, we talk about beginnings of art. So for these first few weeks, I'll have 2 folders in the weekly material. Once again, it's nicely outlined for you. Right at the top, it gives you some learning objectives. It tells you what to read. Here's that free essay again. And then, of course, what should you view? Well, the first lecture has been posted. You can watch it right here. I would like to note that this is a recycled lecture from a couple of years ago. It is me talking, but it's talking about the canon and the survey. I do mention a textbook that's not this textbook, that's much more expensive than this textbook. So please disregard anything that seems wonky, that seems like it's a little outdated. And I don't know, I'd probably talk about my kid being younger or something. So just the content is still there. It's still talking about the essay. It's still talking about these important ideas that are going to come up in your discussion forum. So there's a lecture for the first part of the week. It's also asking you to watch these 2 videos. How could art help you analyze, and why look at art? And those are posted right here for you as well. So that's the first folder. The second is called the beginning of art. Again, learning objectives are here. And then here's your readings. 1 chapter, the first chapter from the global view, the history of art, and then common questions about dates. Sometimes I like to add little readings from outside other websites. This just talks about kind of common questions about dates, especially in the history of art and studying history. What needs to be viewed? Okay, there's a few things here, right? And of course, I've got them listed here, and then you have the lectures below. So the first one is the Ancient World lecture. Again, I posted it here for you. There I am. So that's going to talk about the ancient world. And then a couple really awesome videos that I typically would show you in class if we were together, but that are just instead posted here. Relatively short, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, right? Not super long, but you're going to want to read those and watch those as you prepare for the assessments. Once you're done going through everything for the week, click on the assessments. Now there's only 2 for this intro week. Typically the intro week is kind of nice and slow, not too intense. So what I want you to do here is do your student introductions. Some of you have already done this, as we've seen. And the other one is called Unpacking the Canon of Art History. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult because you're going to have to read that essay that I've posted. The essay is going to be important because it'll help you to react to all these questions, okay? Important thing about online discussions, of course, in class, it's going to be different because you're not going to have to like specifically respond to 2 other people. But online, I want to facilitate a type of discussion. So once you're done posting, I want you to go ahead and respond to 2 other students. Discussion forums are worth 5 points. If you don't respond to anybody else, you'll get 3 points out of 5. And that's not a very good score. So please, please respond to other people. Make sure you're responding with at least 100 words. So it's not just like, hey, good job, I agree. Make sure you're actually saying something about what they say. Oh, I really didn't understand that. Thank you for helping me with that. This is what I think about this, right? So make sure that those are good responses. And then honestly, once you're done with that, that's it. That's it for week 1. And of course, if you don't get the book on time, I have posted all this information about, with the lecture and this lecture actually might help you a little bit too with the first forum. But honestly, this first week's folder, eventually this will all be covered on a test. So be sure to at least take a look through some of it, even if it's not covered in the assessments, because these things will come up again later in the test. And then the assignments, nothing is posted yet, but over the next few weeks and hopefully this week, I'll try posting a few folders in there. Extra readings, this is just that extra reading that's posted elsewhere for week 1. You can find it here as well. Please let me know if you do have any questions. There is a calendar here you can access as well, which will show your due dates. The discussion forum, the grade book will show what has been graded and start updating. And then you can always send me a message here as well. I think you can also press on this little envelope to send me a message. Please let me know if you have any questions about the course, if you need anything. Every time I post an announcement, I'll post it here. I hope you have a great first week. Let me know if you have any questions. I really look forward to meeting you all in person, but in the meantime, I look forward to reading your posts in the intro forum. Thank you and have a good week. I will post a second, maybe I will post a second one later in the week if you guys have questions. Thank you.